Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
The site was supposed to be opened up for 1.5 million verified Taylor Swift fans. We had 14 million people hit the site, including bots.
Today was supposed to be the day for Taylor Swift fans. Why Ticketmaster says it is canceling today's planned general public sale for Swift's upcoming stadium tour, even though there's a huge demand for it.
Outside with live cam, are you ready for a raw weekend around here? We have some morning clouds out there hovering in the upper 40s. When will we see those changes and the rain move in? We'll talk to Mike in a moment. Good morning, everybody. We've made it to Friday. It is November 18th.
Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. Right now seems calm compared to what we will face this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be downright miserable for a lot of folks around here. If you have outdoor activities tomorrow, good luck with that. Mike Osterage is here with more.
The Grilled Cheese Fest, believe it or not, is going on tomorrow.
Is there really a grilled cheese fest?
There's a Grilled Cheese Fest. We had one of the participants, the two-time champion on SA Live a couple of days ago. Yeah, that's going on tomorrow. So it's going to be a tough day, but that's a grilled cheese and soup kind of a day. But
it is.
Yeah, usually inside. So like I pushed out this morning, if you want to do grilled cheese and soup, get your supplies today because you don't want to get out of your pajamas tomorrow because it's going to be one of those days. Somebody's coming in for a landing there, heading down to the southeast, so we don't have any really strong northerly winds right now out there. That will change around, though, later on tomorrow. A little bit of light rain is showing up as of right now. Not anything in and around San Antonio proper. We got a few of these showers down there around Pleasanton, sliding across 37. Kennedy, Beeville, one or two of those little sprinkly showers, and a few more down to the southeast. We will keep some mist, drizzle, sprinkle around this morning, and even a couple of showers here and there. And then there'll be a few more showers here and there later on this afternoon. 50 in town, same thing, Port SA, 49 in Randolph, and then 46 out there, Kerrville, as well as Comfort. Not much of a breeze, like I said, right now. Mold is on the low side, and this morning, grab a jacket, a little bit of light rain jacket with a sweater underneath it, something like that. 48 degrees, kind of that damp cool out there with a few sprinkles. Then later on today, 55 high temperature. Once again, 15, in some cases close to 20 degrees below normal. Should be right at 71 this time of year. A couple of showers scattered about the area. If you're going to a football game tonight, it's going to be, it's going to be tough watching football with a couple of showers around here. Then a front moves through tomorrow, so that keeps us only in the mid-40s if we get that warm, and showers throughout the day. What to expect for the rest of the weekend? Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. New this morning, fire has forced the evacuation of some apartments on the northwest side overnight. When fire crews got there to the unoccupied apartment, they had to force their way inside because it was boarded up. Heavy smoke was already showing out there. Fire eventually got into the attic and went through the roof. Investigators are calling the damage severe. So far, it's not known how many people will be out of their homes. No injuries were reported.
Big warning from the Bandera County Sheriff's Office. Cartels are taking trucks in San Antonio and using them for human smuggling. One tip led to 7 trucks and SUVs in South Bandera County alone, all of them believed to be stolen. Sheriff Javier Salazar says many of the vehicles had their back seats ripped out at a scene on Duke Road. He believes it's to fit more human cargo. Salazar says investigators were also able to track down where the trucks and SUVs were taken. Those locations include SeaWorld San Antonio, a high-end hotel by the Rim, an apartment by La Cantera, and an apartment off of Starcrest, and a high-end hotel by Brook City Base. Salazar says they all have crowded parking lots, something to keep in mind, especially during the holiday season.
Look, and we all know that we're all going to be out doing our holiday Christmas shopping. And we already know that shopping malls, retail centers, anywhere where there's going to be just a whole lot of people is prime hunting ground for these car theft rings.
2 other trucks are stolen outside of the area in North Austin and over in Gonzales.
A 52-year-old local woman accused of forcing 6 migrants into manual labor for low wages is now under arrest after being caught in the act by undercover investigators. The Bandera County Sheriff's Office has arrested and charged Rosita Lira with human trafficking. Sheriff Javier Salazar says there are at least 6 victims. All are undocumented migrants from Venezuela. The sheriff says Lira forced the young men into manual labor, paying them in, quote, slave wages. Salazar estimates the men were paid around $100 a week. The The victims were taken to a local shelter. According to Bandera County jail records, Alita has a $40,000 bond attached to each victim involved.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she will not seek a leadership position in the new Congress. The move makes a way for a new generation to steer the party after Democrats lost control of the House to Republicans in the midterm elections. The California Democrat says she would remain in Congress as the representative from San Francisco. The news comes as the GOP prepares to take a slim majority that will give them control of the House in the new year.
Western New York is at the beginning of an extreme lake effect snowstorm that could dump up to 5 feet of snow in the Buffalo region over the next few days. New York's governor has declared a state of emergency ahead of that storm. The worst snowfall is expected in Buffalo with periods of near zero visibility. Schools are closed today across the region. Even the NFL has announced it is relocating the Buffalo Bills home game against the Cleveland Browns to Detroit on Sunday.
The execution of a man in Alabama convicted in the 1988 murder-for-hire killing of a preacher's wife was called off last night. That's because state officials couldn't find a suitable vein in which to inject the lethal drugs. The Alabama Department of Corrections commissioner says prison staff tried for about an hour to get the 2 required intravenous lines connected to Kenneth Eugene Smith. The commissioner says they established 1 line but were unsuccessful with a second. It's the second execution since September the state's called off because of venous access difficulties. Well, now Ticketmaster under fire after canceling today's public sale of Taylor Swift tickets.
As ABC's Will Gans reports, it's all due to high demand.
If diamonds form under pressure, Ticketmaster is especially bejeweled this morning. The live event site under pressure yet again after scrapping plans to sell T-Swift tour tickets to the general public at all. Ticketmaster tweeting, due to extraordinarily high demands on ticketing systems and insufficient remaining ticket inventory to meet that demand, tomorrow's public on sale for Taylor Swift The Eras Tour has been canceled.
No, tell me right now this is a joke.
I literally feel like I'm about to burst into tears right now. It's baffling that they could have screwed it up this badly.
The CEO of Liberty Media, Live Nation's largest shareholder, appeared on CNBC's Squawk on the Street on Thursday.
The site was supposed to be opened up for 1.5 million verified Taylor Swift fans. We had 14 million people hit the site, including bots, another story, which are not supposed to be there. We could have filled 900 stadiums.
In other words, Taylor would have to play a stadium show every single night for the next 2.5 years to meet that demand. And fallout for Ticketmaster has been swift. Senator Amy Klobuchar sending a letter to the CEO of Live Nation expressing serious concerns about the state of competition in the ticketing industry and its harmful impact on consumers.
And look, the ticketing industry is ripe for corruption. What Ticketmaster always has to be looking out for is the bots and the hackers and all those people who are very, very eager to get these tickets, and buy up as many of them as they possibly can and then resell them on the secondary market.
While sales for the general public have been scrapped completely, our music expert thinks the roughly 10% of total tickets that were reserved for that sale will likely be disseminated among the verified fans who were shut out of Tuesday's pre-sale. Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
438, 49 degrees.
From portable generators to strollers, we'll run down a big list of recalls you need to know about.
More bad news for the Spurs. We'll take a look at why the team just couldn't get things going against the Kings last night in Sacramento.
Quick look at the roads with TransGuide looking over at Highway 90 at Nogalitos, where things are moving at this hour, but a little busier than usual for 4:38 in the morning, maybe because it's Friday.
And this weekend, we've already been talking about it for a couple days now. Expect clouds and cold and wet conditions around South Texas. Not going to be very pleasant this weekend. Perfect way to kind of stock up. And oh, by the way, they're playing Christmas carols on the radio. You knew that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hi there, welcome back. San Antonio Spurs still looking for their first win on the 5-game West Coast road trip. They faced the Kings in Sacramento last night. Spurs down by 16 early. They start to chip away. Trey Jones comes up with a steal and gets it to Takeda Bates-Diop for the dunk. Part of an 8-0 run to pull the Spurs within 8. Then it's Isaiah Roby with the 3 at the buzzer. Spurs down by 9 going the second. Jeremy Sohan dishes to Jones, who finishes at the rim with a circus shot. Spurs on the break. Jones lobs to Roby on the alley-oop. Spurs down 7 at the half. Unfortunately, the second half would go about the same as the first. Spurs just couldn't keep up with things. Spurs lose 130-112. San Antonio's now 6-10 on the season. The Spurs are set to take on the LA Clippers tonight at 9:30 San Antonio time. Our big game playoff coverage this week started with last night's Class 6A Division I area playoffs in Los Fresnos as the Falcons host the Brennan Bears. First quarter, Bears on the hunt. Ashton DuBose fires the far sideline to Armando Acevedo, who sidesteps one defender, races down the sideline. Looks like he scores, but they call him out at the 1. Jason Love finishes the drive with a 1-yard touchdown. Final from Los Fresnos. Brennan advances 42-7. Big game coverage, playoff coverage continues tonight on KSAT 12. The undefeated Steel Knights taking on Lake Travis. Our pregame coverage begins at 7. Kickoff is at 7:30. All live from P Field up in Pflugerville. UTSA Roadrunners are now just a day away from their final road trip of the regular season when they face the Rice Owls in Houston tomorrow. Roadrunners coming to this game as almost 2-touchdown favorites with an 8-2 overall record and an undefeated record in Conference USA at 6-0, while the Rice Owls are 5-5 overall, 3-3 in conference. Head coach Jeff Traylor still cautions, don't let that record fool you.
That's confusing. I mean, you know, they beat a really good UAB team, played a really good FAU team to the end, a Houston team. So yeah, it is confusing. I agree. They beat Louisiana Lafayette, who had the longest, I think, winning streak in the country when they did that. So it lets you know they're as good as anybody when they want to be.
The forecast for Houston tomorrow is just like it is here. Chilly with rain for a noon kickoff. And remember, if the Roadrunners win, they secure home field advantage for the Conference USA Championship game on Friday, December 2nd. Good luck, guys.
Yes, good luck. Time now 4:44 and 50 degrees for now. From bounce houses to skateboards, why you're going to need to avoid several products that are made for kids right now.
Let's scan the roads with TransGuide right now, and they still look dry out there. We have some cars at 90 and Nogalitos, both inbound and outbound. We are going to keep an eye on it for you right here on GMSA. Be right back. 4:47, there is a safety alert now about some products your kids may use that are linked to at least 5 deaths.
12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz explains the risk out there and the recalls.
Bounce house alert. A 4-year-old boy died playing in this inflatable. Now the Consumer Product Safety Commission is warning families to stop using the My Bouncer Little Castle. The boy's neck became strangled in the yellow hoop. Parents are urged to get rid of it now. Another warning to stop using the one-wheel, self-balancing electric skateboard. Regulators say it has a fatal defect, ejecting riders. At least 4 people have died in the last 3 years. Several more suffered head trauma, paralysis, and other injuries. The company, Full Motion, is refusing a full recall, saying its product is safe when used with basic common sense safe rider principles. Generac is recalling more than 300,000 portable generators after 24 people had their fingers amputated. Fingers can get pinched in a handle when moving it. The recall is for various models of Generac and DM 6,500 and 8,000 watt generators. The company will send the latest repair kit. And parent alert, 149,000 Mockingbird single to double strollers are recalled. The frame can break. Several children have been hurt. These were sold at Target and online. More info is on our website. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Looking out there with TransGuide, we were looking at this shot earlier at Highway 90 and Nogalitos, and things are still moving out there. I don't think we have any problems this early, but we'll be checking in with our
doing something with my computer real quickly.
Yeah, we're enjoying the dance.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you could see this, he's
keep going.
You're doing great. Mike,
swing camera 3 over to the wall, please.
There
okay, because I gotta do this. Way. There's all these different little buttons I have to push here. So okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like the shot that we're gonna see though.
If all goes well.
If all goes well, it's a beautiful picture.
All right, and Mike Osterhage. Good morning, Mike Osterhage.
Hi.
Hi. What's going on? All is well. All is well.
All is well. Everything's fine. Just getting ready for. There's a little bit of rain out there this morning. Grab a jacket. It's not going to get too warm today, and then tomorrow is just going to be a hunker down inside kind of a day. So my wife was already saying yesterday, goes, "Do we have fire logs? Do we have this?"
You said, "Of course, honey, I do."
They were hidden behind a chair, but yes, we did have them. So, yeah, it's just going to be a kind of stay inside sort of a day tomorrow. And boy, what a beautiful picture from yesterday. We got a lot of clouds hanging around here. I don't even think just those little peaks of sunshine or clearer skies yesterday. I don't even think we're going to be seeing that this morning because just got a lot of clouds out there, which you can sort of make out there in the background. Road is dry for right now here in town, but we do have just a couple of these light little showers, especially down to the southeast. Not a heck of a lot. Some of them crossing right over 37 there, just right and around Pleasanton. A couple more down around Poth, Carson City, and then further on down to the southeast. A couple of more of these showers. We don't really have anything showing up yet in portions of the metropolitan area, like I said, or in the hill country, but we'll continue to see just a couple of these throughout the rest of the morning. 50 here in town, mid-40s in the hill country. We're not going to move all that much just because of the fact we do have all that cloud cover, relatively high humidity, and then not much of a breeze out there either. And throughout the rest of the morning, going for 48 degrees for a low temperature. So again, just those little fluctuations here and there in the thermometers. 10% chance for a couple little sprinkly showers. That'll be the case through late morning. We make it up to 53 at noon, and then a slightly better chance for a few scattered showers around here later on this afternoon, and then going into tonight. It won't be raining constantly, but there will be a few of them out there. And that's pretty much what this computer model shows. And I kind of like what this thing is showing. Just those scattered showers around the area through the afternoon hours going into this evening. Then we go into tomorrow. And notice how we do have a better chance for some rain. And no, you're not seeing things. That's north of the hill country there, even northern Gillespie County. A little bit of pink mixed in. There's kind of a little bit of a phenomenon going on there. Some relatively colder air, as well as some other features, if you will, that may have, as I call it, a little chunky rain up there in the Edwards Plateau north of our area tomorrow. Nothing in and around here. Like I said, maybe in and around Fredericksburg, a little bit of a light sleep mixed in with some of that rain. But it's going to be cool. Temperatures are going to be staying only in the mid-40s tomorrow, and not much better on Sunday, although lesser rain chances on Sunday. 53 today at noon. Couple of showers scattered about here and there, and then we are going to have a high temperature of 55. Once again, we're going to be 15, 16 degrees below normal then tomorrow. Now, keep in mind, the normal high temperature is 71 right now. We're going to be at 44. So, what is that, 35, 37 degrees below normal? Low temperature tomorrow, 42, 40 on Sunday. Some of those showers throughout the day. It's going to be windy tomorrow as well. Lesser chance of rain Sunday, slightly better Monday, and a slow warm up as we head in toward Thanksgiving.
This is one of those weekends where you let the dog out back and they're like, nope.
Yep.
They're not going to want to go outside.
Not going to happen.
Don't blame them. Nobody's going to want to go outside.
There's some sort of a agreement there about what's going to happen next. 4:53, 50 degrees.
The 15-year wait for the sequel to Disney's hit film Enchanted is finally over. Why the actors say fans really need to see it.
Here are your lottery numbers. Pick 3, 248, Fireball 4, Daily 4, 5238, Fireball 0.
Cash 5, 5, 14, 15, 27, 28. Texas 2-step 4, 9, 16, 18. Bonus ball 15.
4:56, Amy Adams, Patrick Dempsey, and Idina Menzel return for a Disney sequel today.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
That's wicked. Wicked good.
The 15-year wait for a sequel to Disney's surprise hit film Enchanted is finally over. Disenchanted, out now, reteaming Amy Adams, Patrick Dempsey, Idina Menzel, and more. Menzel telling me part of the reason for the wait is that Enchanted made Amy Adams a huge star.
Amy was out there making one fabulous, incredible Oscar-nominated movie after another. So I'm not sure. All the stars had to line up, and I think now it's the right time.
Disenchanted, out today on Disney+. Disney's the parent company of ABC News.
Hi, we're from the New York Times.
Oh no,
okay.
We were in the middle of watching it.
We actually were. We're trying to figure out what happens next.
I know.
All right. We're going to move on. 4:57, 50 degrees.
Another body is found following a string of missing person cases in Bandera County. Why some family members say they are convinced there is a connection between the cases, even though law enforcement is saying there's not.
And Congress without Nancy Pelosi. What's next for her and how some Republicans are already turning to a new investigation into President Biden and his family.
And a quick check of the roads with TransGuide, looking over at Loop 410 at Fredericksburg Road. Things look good right there so far. Our Stephen Cavazos just walked in the studio. Happy Friday. We'll be checking in with him very soon.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A fire continues to cause issues for San Antonio firefighters at a northwest side apartment complex. Why the fire is still causing problems hours later.
I'm ABC's Justin Finch. A milestone moment on Capitol Hill. Nancy Pelosi, the first woman House Speaker, stepping down from leadership as Republicans prepare to take control of the chamber. Ahead, what the White House is saying about the GOP's priorities this morning.
And taking a look out there with a live cam starting at 50 degrees. Not too bad for a Friday morning, but we are bracing for some changes.
Yeah, this is going to feel warm and pleasant compared to what's coming. Good morning, everybody. We made it to Friday. It is November 18th.
Thanks for joining us. And yeah, be prepared for that cold weather, and not just cold, but rainy.
Extra blanket on the bed kind of weekend, Mike Osterhage.
Extra blanket on the couch kind of weekend. So, yeah, get all the good Christmas movies lined up this weekend, because Thanksgiving movies, too, because it's going to be one of those just sort of hunker down inside kind of weekends, especially tomorrow. 50 degrees right now, and the dew point's at 33. So still the air is relatively dry out there. We are not going to warm up all that much. We will maybe fluctuate a couple of degrees this morning here and there, but only make it up to the mid 50s. So once again, 15, 16, 17 degrees below normal. And as far as the aquifer, no change yesterday. The allergens, we do have a little bit of mold that was showing up. Of course, the updated count is going to be coming out in a couple of hours. Take a look at radar right now, and there are just a few light little sprinkly showers out there. Not really a heck of a lot, obviously, as you can see. And this is going to be the case throughout the rest of the morning. Just a few, again, of these light little showers here and there. A couple of them are showing up here down to the southeast. Right around Pleasanton, just a few of them there, and Kennedy, again, not much, but we'll start to see this sort of expand a little bit more in coverage. Again, not a huge rain event today at all, but just a few of those showers, especially later on this afternoon. So sprinkles, little sprinkly shower here and there. Not quite as cold as what it's been the past couple of days, but still, you want to grab a jacket, obviously. And then today, a few showers, only mid 50s. Then tomorrow, grilled cheese and soup. Just let's go right at it. Oatmeal in the morning, grilled cheese and soup in the afternoon. Get all your supplies today, because you won't want to get off the couch tomorrow. It's going to be one of those days, and we're only going to be in the mid 40s tomorrow with some showers throughout the day. It's also going to be windy. And then chilly start on Sunday, as well as the first part of the week with a few showers. Then we're going to start to see somewhat of a warming trend, getting finally back up to normal high temperatures once we get in toward Thanksgiving, and another front after that. We'll get it all sorted out in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Mr. Cavazos, good morning. Anything bad on a Friday morning?
You know, Mike, right now we're off to a good start on what we're seeing on TransGuide, but let's get a quick peek around town and see what we can expect for that Friday morning drive as we get ready to drive off into a chilly weekend. But 37 at Houston, very quiet if you're probably heading out of the town through 37, but 410 at Broadway, we can have a few folks out there this morning. Be on the lookout, because these TransGuide cameras are actually showing a pretty nice commute, but over here on our map, we're seeing an issue already popping up along I-10 in those westbound lanes, not too far from Callahan Road. So just, again, be on the lookout. This is in the westbound lanes. I'm not seeing any buildup from our map, but I'll get our friends at TransGuide on the phone to find out if we can get a shot of the conditions. But thankfully, things are pretty quiet right now, and we love to say that. All right, so if you're traveling into town and maybe your destination is going to be the Alamo City from Pleasanton, expect a 28-minute drive. Not too bad, pretty pleasant, I would say. US 90 eastbound coming in from Castroville, about half an hour, so the usual drive time. And that arrival from Lytle also looking pretty normal, 16 minutes to the Alamo City. So again, things are off to a good start back here on TransGuide. The commute is moving there along I-10 at Hackberry, and as we get one more shot there, 35 north at Loop 410, a little bit busier, but we'll keep a close eye on things and have updates on what you can expect for your weekend drive. Mark?
Thank you, Stephen. Developing overnight, it's been a tough battle for San Antonio firefighters and a tough night for people at a Northwest Side apartment complex. One apartment went up in flames late last night. Then the fire quickly spread.
Katrina Weber is live where it happened near Loop 410 and Evers Road. And Katrina, what is the latest with the fire and what has happened with the people who live there?
Good morning. It looks like this fire is finally out, but it's definitely been a night of dashed hopes for firefighters. They hoped and thought that they had the fire out, only for it to spark up several times throughout the night. As far as the people go, we have seen the American Red Cross here, so we could assume that they are helping some of the residents. I also talked to one man who was leaving with just a computer. That was all he was able to salvage from his apartment, and he said he was going to stay with either family or friends. This fire broke out about 10 last night, a little after. And we have some video to show you. These are the Amber Hill apartments. Firefighters told us last night that the fire started in an apartment that was vacant and had been boarded up. Somehow someone got in there and then the fire started. It got up into the attic, spread to the rest of the units in that building, or at least most of them, and displaced all of the people in that building. We don't have an exact count of how many people that is, but again, there's very heavy damage to that building as a result of this fire. Firefighters are still here this morning. This was again, after 10 o'clock last night when it started. We still have probably upwards of about 6 or 7 units still here, keeping an eye on the situation and just making sure that the fire doesn't spark up yet again. No word yet on how it started. Reporting live on the Northwest Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. New this morning, a fight overnight quickly turned into a shooting on San Antonio's east side. Happened just before midnight in the 1000 block of Center Street near San Antonio National Cemetery. Police say while man and woman were fighting, the woman's son got a gun and shot the man. The son then ran away. The man was taken to a hospital but is facing charges of his own for bodily injury. Police say the son may also face charges since a bullet went through the wall and hit a neighbor's house.
Another body identified after a string of missing person cases in Bandera County. It's a story that we have been following for months, and now some family members say they are convinced there's a connection between the cases. The sheriff says otherwise. Last month, the body of 63-year-old Norma Espinosa was identified. The manner of death was undetermined, according to the Bandera County Sheriff's Office. The manner of death for 56-year-old Sean Duffy is murder. 36-year-old Brittany McMahon is suicide. Now, 25-year-old Jordan Tompkins still hasn't been found. Tompkins and Espinosa's family tells us that too many things add up. It's a small town, and it all happened in a span of 4 months, and that those reported missing cases ran in the same circles.
My mother would not be able to jump a fence. And just like Brittany's family, there's no way that she killed herself. This is not...
It's not a coincidence.
The Bandera County Sheriffs did not answer our questions about whether or not those who were reported missing knew each other, but the sheriff did reiterate that the cases are not connected. As for the one case being treated as a homicide, no arrests have been made.
Uvalde's acting police chief appears to be rushing to retirement. A meeting to discuss Lieutenant Mariano Pargas's future employment was set for Saturday. That meeting's been canceled since Uvalde city officials confirmed Pargas is retired. Pargas served the city of Uvalde for 18 years, but he came under fire for his response to the shooting at Robb Elementary back in May. CNN reported a 911 dispatcher notified Pargas of 8 to 9 students possibly still alive in a classroom, but still there was a delayed response. More than 30 minutes later, law enforcement killed the gunman. 19 students and 2 teachers died that day. Pargas also has ties to the county. He was recently reelected as Uvalde County Precinct 2 Commissioner. Now to Washington and the end of an era on Capitol Hill.
As ABC's Justin Finch reports, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she will not seek a leadership role in the upcoming session of Congress.
For nearly 2 decades, Nancy Pelosi has led House Democrats.
Never would I have thought that someday I would go from homemaker to House Speaker.
But come January, the 82-year-old House Speaker will pass the torch, marking the end of her history-making tenure.
The hour's come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus.
Pelosi, the daughter of a Maryland congressman, raised 5 children before working alongside 4 presidents. President Biden praising Pelosi, calling her the most consequential Speaker of the House in our history. Former Republican House Speaker Newt Gingrich saying in the past year, you could argue she's been the strongest speaker in history.
For my dear husband, Paul, who has been my beloved partner in life and my pillar of support, thank you. We're all grateful for all the prayers and well wishes.
Pelosi also acknowledging her husband, Paul, still recovering after being savagely attacked in their San Francisco home late last month. As Pelosi steps down, the GOP is gearing up to take control in the new year.
We're not trying to prove Hunter Biden is a bad actor. He is.
House Republicans revealing a top priority, investigating the president and his family, promising to look into the finances of Hunter Biden and others, which some in the party are advising against.
I think it would behoove Republicans to focus on issues, the kitchen table issues, maybe investigate, gas prices, inflation, grocery prices.
And the White House agreeing with calls for Republicans to tackle kitchen table issues, denouncing congressional Republicans for, quote, wasting time and resources on political revenge. As for Pelosi, she will continue to serve out her term in the House. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
511, 50 degrees.
Your Facebook profile information is going to start looking a little different today. We're going to tell you why. Up next, why Texas's longest serving governor is now wanting the state to bet big on sports. And let's look out there with live cam. A little chilly, 50 degrees. Not too bad, though. It's going to be a lot colder this weekend. Get prepared for that. We'll be right back. 514, the effort to legalize sports betting in Texas is getting a boost from a big name. Former Texas Governor Rick Perry says the state has a great opportunity if lawmakers can take advantage.
Legalizing mobile sports betting will uphold our state's guiding principles and give Texans the voice they deserve on this issue. In a newly released video from the Texas Sports Betting Alliance, Perry says Texas is missing out on its share of more than $8 billion in bets through offshore betting sites, as well as those made in states where sports betting is legal. The American Gaming Association says that includes the 31 states you see here in blue and Washington, D.C. The 5 states in yellow have legalized it, but betting is not yet operational. And time now, 5:15 and 50 degrees for now. Peloton is pulling an IKEA while the company's now letting customers assemble their bikes on their own. That seems like a bad idea. And they're heavy too, so it's going to be a pain. And Google Maps is launching a new live view AR feature soon. How it works and where it will be available. Hey, Maddie.
Thank you, Mom. You're welcome.
Just keep on smiling. Just keep on smiling. Just keep on smiling. Just keep on smiling.
For skin as alive as you are, don't settle for silver. Harness the power of 7 moisturizers and 3 vitamins to smooth, heal, and moisturize your dry skin. Gold Bond. Champion your skin.
Did you know some of your detergent's fragrance disappears in the dryer? Downy In-Wash Scent Boosters survive the washer and dryer for freshness that lasts 6 times longer than detergent alone. Release freshness with every touch with Downy In-Wash Scent Boosters.
Time check now, 5:18. Let's get a look at the commute. Things have pretty much stayed the same. Thankfully, not a lot to talk about here. 1604 Petrenko, just a few folks out there. 37 at 9th Street. We may have like about 5 vehicles from what I'm counting on both lanes. But Ted at Callahan mentioned that there was a crash there earlier, but this shot at TransGuide is showing a pretty quiet commute. And that's good news for anyone that has to travel through that direction. And as I mentioned, it's been a pretty quiet morning so far as we're getting ready for a weekend of chill. But just remember to take it chill on the roads this morning, because although it is quiet, there are still some active road closures to be on the lookout for. And as a quick reminder, I mentioned this a little bit earlier last week, FM 725 in Guadalupe County We've had paving work that's been ongoing for at least since Monday, should be wrapping today according to TxDOT. It does begin at 8 in the morning and should wrap at 5 around the afternoon. Single lane closures in both directions from Lake Creek Drive to Grove Lane is what you can expect if you travel through that route. But let's get it back here on TransGuide because thankfully everywhere else has been off to a pretty quiet start for a Friday. But let's check in with Mike Osterhage to see what else we can expect for the weekend.
Oh, lots of rain this weekend, or not amount-wise, half an inch to an inch scattered about the area, but it's just going to be that constant light rain, especially tomorrow. First of all, here's birthday boy. Happy birthday. To Apollo is his name, and as Steph pointed out, it looks like he used a crimping iron right there, but that's
yes.
Cocker Spaniel's natural ears. So scan that QR code and send in some of these KSAT Connect pictures. Always a nice way to brighten a morning. All right, not too bright out there, obviously, and plenty of clouds, so we're not going to see a whole lot of sunshine. Got a few showers down here to the southeast. Everything is kind of sliding to the east. Right around Pleasanton, going, if you're heading down 37, you may run into just a few of these sprinkly showers. Nothing here in town as of right now, and nothing really in the hill country as well, but we will start to see more of these showers sort of popping up here and there, just some light sprinkly showers this morning, and then a few scattered ones later on this afternoon. Mid-upper 40s, low 50s, really steady, consistent temperatures. Thanks to the cloud cover out there, we may fluctuate another couple of degrees, drop down to 48, but it's going to stay pretty steady throughout the rest of the morning with that 10% chance for a few of those sprinkly showers. 53 then at noon, and slightly better chance for, again, a shower or two later on this afternoon. We'll top off at 55 degrees later on this afternoon. Here's the computer model, which does a pretty good job showing just a couple of those light scattered showers around the area, picking up a bit more in intensity. I don't know if that's the right word to use, going from a sprinkle to a shower, I guess, but a little more aerial coverage on top of that. That'll be the situation late this afternoon going into this evening. A couple of scattered showers around here if you're heading off to a football game tonight. Then we get into tomorrow. Notice how we get some heavier showers around here and fills in as far as coverage, especially in the morning hours. And yes, there is the possibility for some of that mixed precipitation far north of the hill country, northern Gillespie County out there. A little bit of a sleep may be mixed in with some of that rain out there in parts of the hill country, but it's going to be more of a gee whiz thing. That'll be the situation in the morning hours, and again, just that steady rain throughout much of the day, off and on. Right now, like I said, we've got just a few showers out there to the south and east, and then up to the north. The big story today, this is lake effect snow. Open waters of the Great Lakes, you get some really, really cold air, and you can see right there on the lee of the lakes, especially right along Lake Michigan. And then the problem with Lake Erie, the way it's set up, and these winds coming all the way across that entire stretch of the lake, picks up all that moisture, and they're expecting 5 feet of snow, 4 to 5 feet in Buffalo, New York. Yeah, that even closes down that city. So for us today, it is going to stay cloudy, damp, a couple of showers here and there, 53 at noon, and then a high temperature today up to 55. So we'll still be 15, 16 degrees below normal, a few showers around, some tonight, then more tomorrow. That front moves through, and that's going to hold temperatures combined with the cloud cover and showers. I mean, thermometer is basically not going to move tomorrow. Mid 40s, that'll be it. And 48 on Sunday. Little bit better, slight warm up going into next week, and then by midweek and Thanksgiving, upper 60s, close to 70. Another front will just knock temperatures down a little bit then for Thanksgiving weekend. But yeah, one of those, just hunker down inside this weekend.
It'll be a break by Thanksgiving to have the sun out.
I think people are going to enjoy being outside a little bit more. So.
I think so too. Thank you, Mike.
523, 50 degrees.
Let's look at your winning lotto numbers. Pick 3, 2, 4, 8, Fireball 4, Daily 4, 5, 2, 3, 8, Fireball 0.
Cash 5, 5, 14, 15, 27, 28. Texas two-step 4, 9, 16, 18 with a bonus ball of 15.
In today's Tech Bites, changes at Facebook. It's now notifying users that starting next month, it's removing 4 information fields from user profiles. They are religious views, political views, addresses, and interested in, which indicates sexual orientation. Next, assembling your own Peloton. Users now have that option if they purchase the bike on Amazon. Previously, customers had to schedule a time for delivery and assembly. Google is launching a new Live View AR feature, making it easier to find nearby locations. You just point the camera on your phone at a building or an area and and dots will pop up showing landmarks and other places like ATMs. It's rolling out next week in New York, LA, London, and some other select cities. Now, hopefully they can put all the map signs and symbols in it too. That would be legendary. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
527, 50 degrees.
The U.S. Justice Department is asking the U.S. Supreme Court to reinstate President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. What one Texas lawmaker is saying about how it would cost taxpayers.
Plus, Santa may not be able to get you that fancy new iPhone 14 this year. We'll tell you why.
The Salvation Army's 2022 angel trees have arrived at local malls and area Walmarts. I'm Sarah Costa. Coming up on GMSA, how you can help out children this Christmas and what it takes to donate.
You just destroyed the entire ethic of responsibility.
Texas Republicans sounding off against President Biden's plan to move forward with student debt relief. Why they say the move would cost taxpayers too much money.
And taking a look outside with live cam. One more day, I guess, of cool weather before it gets really, really cold, right?
And then the mess moves in. But we're going to try to enjoy Friday first. Good morning, everybody. It is November 18th. And we're going to talk to Stephen in just one moment.
Oh, love that.
Yes.
Hope so.
It'll be all about you in a minute.
Yeah, it's going to go from chilly cold to kind of bone chilling, if you will. Right now, everything is pretty good here in town. We've got a lot of clouds. Roads are dry. I haven't seen any reports nor anything showing up or anything on cameras as far as any mist or drizzle in and around town proper right now, but there is some in the area. 50 degrees. Dew point stands at 33, so we still have relatively dry air, and if there is any mist out there or light sprinkles, some of it could actually evaporate before it reaches the ground. Here's what it looks like on radar. Obviously, there's not really a heck of a lot. You do definitely have to zoom in down here to the southeast to see some of these light little sprinkly showers that are right around now Floresville. You're seeing a little bit of this rain. Again, it's not going to last all that long, just enough to maybe keep the dust down a little bit, and that'll be it. Some of those right around Poth, they moved across 37, so could be a bit damp on 37 as you're heading down there. But again, nothing else is showing up in and around the area as of yet. Mold is on the low side. Update account will come out, of course, later on this morning. 53 at noon, 55 for high temperatures. So temperatures, thermometers not going to go much of anywhere today, up a few degrees. That'll be about it. Wind out of the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. The showers will start to be a few more here and there and turn into just regular old showers later on this afternoon, as well as tonight. Then they'll start to pick up tonight, and then especially in the wee hours tomorrow morning as that front moves on in here. And as far as temperatures, you can knock off a good 10 degrees or more than that as far as a high temperature tomorrow. It's only going to be low to mid 40s and a lot more rain around here. So yeah, we go from chilly cold to just bone chilling. How about the rest of the weekend? Details coming up in a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority. All right, your turn.
All right, my turn. Nice. All right. But you know what? We were swapping some grilled cheese recipes, so I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's talk traffic, because that is what we are here for this morning. 410 at Fredericksburg. Thankfully, there's not a lot to talk about. It's pretty much going to be a quick traffic hit. But you can see 281 at the airport, very quiet there at Hildebrand. Just a few folks out there. Just watch out for that curve. People tend to speed up when they see it, so don't do that. The US 90 at Couples, it is getting a bit busier. We do have a stalled vehicle as we approach 410 near 281, so just watch out for that and make sure you check your vehicles as well. Your tire pressure, make sure that looks okay, because we know that weather change could obviously cause some different changes to your tire. So just again, make sure you check your vehicle before you get out on the roadway. Travel times to the Alamo City still in the green from Seguin, 29 minutes on I-10 westbound, a little more than half an hour if you're traveling up 87 from Livernia, and 27 minutes for our friends down in Floresville. So thankfully we are in good shape there, and as we take it back here to TransGuide, US 90 in Nogalitos, the commute is shaping up to be a little bit busier out there, but we'll keep a close eye on things and have those updates throughout the morning. Mark, stuff.
Thank you, sir. Developing overnight, fire investigators are going through what is left of a northwest side apartment building that went up in flames. It put people out of their homes near Loop 410 and Evers Road.
Katrina Weber is there with a live report. And Katrina, we understand firefighters had a lot of trouble with this fire.
Yeah, they definitely did. They actually knocked it down, but then it sparked up again several times throughout the night. Now, right now, the big question is how this fire started, and the fire investigators are the only ones who are still left here at the scene. Let me give you a look at the video. This fire broke out after 10 o'clock last night at the Amber Hill Apartments. According to firefighters, it started in an apartment that was vacant and had been boarded up. Somehow those boards were removed, and then the fire broke out. It got up into the attic and then spread throughout that building, causing damage to several apartments. The people in that building were evacuated as a result, and we don't know exactly how many have been displaced. I can tell you that we did see the American Red Cross here earlier helping some people, and I also talked to a man who left with just a computer. He says that's all he could get out of his apartment. He left with a friend, and he says he probably would stay with that friend or relatives. Again, no word on how this fire started, but it seems that it did cause quite a bit of damage here. Reporting live on the northwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you. The Biden administration moving forward with new guidance for student debt relief.
As CNN's Amy Kiley reports, some Republicans don't seem to like the plan.
You just destroyed the entire ethic of responsibility.
Republicans are outraged. President Joe Biden is doubling down on student debt relief. Their main gripe appears to be the cost to taxpayers for this.
If you earn less than $125,000 a year, you'll get up to $10,000 knocked off your student debt.
The Justice Department said in this filing yesterday it would ask the U.S. Supreme Court to reinstate that forgiveness plan. An appeals court and lower court have both blocked it for now.
Not surprisingly, President Biden's attempt to circumvent Congress and implement student loan socialism on his own has created some legal trouble.
The administration also is making it easier for people to discharge student debt in bankruptcy. The Justice Department released new guidance yesterday. It helps borrowers argue their payments meet the standard of undue hardship. Meanwhile, federal student loan payments are optional for now as part of Biden's pandemic relief.
They're planning to extend student loan socialism anyway by extending the endless moratorium on payments.
The White House says loan payments will become mandatory again in January.
Stop writing blank checks.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Undocumented students in Arizona can no longer be denied in-state tuition at public colleges and universities. Arizona joins Texas and 18 other states that allow undocumented students to receive in-state tuition rates. Last week, voters in Arizona passed the proposition. The law previously prohibited undocumented students from receiving in-state tuition rates or state-funded financial aid.
The Food and Drug Administration has approved a new treatment that could help millions of people at risk for type 1 diabetes. The treatment delays the body's misdirected attack on its own insulin-producing cells. By protecting these cells, it buys people more time before becoming dependent on insulin injections. In clinical trials, the drug delayed onset by 2 years. The FDA approved the treatment for people 8 and over who are at risk for type 1 diabetes. It is given through an intravenous infusion every day for 2 weeks. The most common side effects were low white blood cells and lymph cells, rashes, and headaches.
Inflation has not spared the prices of celebrating the 12 days of Christmas this holiday season. The cost of everything from a partridge in a pear tree to 12 drummers drumming will run you a record $45,000. It's nearly an 11% leap from last year. The PNC financial services firm has compiled its annual Christmas price index for the past 39 years. The 5 golden rings account for part of the price increase, with the value of gold up 39%. Paying the lords a leaping and ladies dancing is also more expensive because of labor shortages and wage hikes. Do they really figure this stuff out?
Wow.
PNC says its annual Christmas price index is meant to educate consumers about the economy, also hopes to spark some holiday joy. I don't know if they succeeded there, but okay.
Well, it was interesting to hear.
It was 5:30, 50 degrees.
And got a fancy new iPhone 14 on your Christmas wish list this year. Why Santa may have a tough time getting it in your stocking.
Outside with Live Cam, you have outdoor plans this weekend, bring them inside. We warned you now, folks. It's going to be, as we've said, a raw weekend here in South Texas. We'll be back after this.
In your morning consumer headlines, if a higher-end iPhone 14 is on your Christmas list, it may be harder than usual to find one before the holidays. And if you haven't already ordered an iPhone 14 Pro or Pro Max, you may be out of luck. According to Apple's website, the smartphones are showing as unavailable for pickup in most locations. And UPS, which tracks iPhones availability in 30 countries, found the shipping time in the United States to be 34 days. Many cities now show delivery dates of December 28th or later. Apple said they do sometimes ship products ahead of the stated delivery date. The wait times come as Apple confronts supply chain constraints and increased COVID-19 restrictions at its main assembly facility in China. Customers should continue to check for in-store pickup options at their local stores.
Some good news for home buyers. Mortgage rates have dropped. Drop comes after a series of economic reports indicating inflation may finally be easing. The 30-year fixed rate averaged 6.6% this past week, down from about 7.08% the week before. According to Freddie Mac, this is the largest weekly drop since 1981. Things are crazy right now. 1 year ago, the fixed rate was 3.1%. Despite more promising numbers, the Fed has said it does not expect to back off of rising rates until inflation gets closer to the desired target of 2%.
Time now, 5:43 and 49 degrees for now.
Checking on our friends at TransGuide right now. They are on duty 24/7 right now, looking at 35 and 410 and 90 in Nogalitos, where we're seeing quite the buildup of traffic out there. Stephen Cavazos has your morning commute update. Mike has your Friday and your weekend forecast. Brr, that's what we're going to tell you right now. Welcome back on your Friday morning, 5:46.
And there are flashing lights out there at I-35 at Randolph. Let's go ahead and check back with our Stephen Cavazos.
Yeah, we saw this on TransGuide. I saw this on TransGuide just a few minutes ago. 35 at Randolph. 2 police units out there, so I'm not sure if we're actually looking at a traffic stop or a stalled vehicle, but just be on the lookout because 35 is one of those busy spots that where we tend to see traffic pick up a little bit more than some other corridors. But notice that some of those vehicles driving a little bit too close for comfort there. So if you see those flashing lights, you either move over or just slow down because we do have police officers out there on the scene. So hoping everybody's okay. But right now, nothing has been labeled as far as the location. So we'll have to get a closer look and call our friends at TransGuide to find out exactly what's going on. But everywhere else has stayed quiet, so that's good. But as I mentioned, you have to plan your commute ahead of time because you will still see some closures out here along I-10 over on the east side of Bandera County, a closure that's been ongoing actually since Monday, November 14th. Now, this will continue at least up into Saturday. So just again, for your weekend plans, make sure you plan ahead and drive carefully through the area because this will take place overnight, 9 in the evening to 5 in the morning. I-10 westbound on the ramp from Loop 1604 will be closed. We know there's a lot of work out there, and of course, first responders back out here. You could see maybe if you look closely, we do have somebody behind that truck. So traffic again on 35 is always very busy. You just have to remember to drive safe everywhere you go, but especially when you see those flashing lights out there.
Thank you, Stephen.
Sure will. Get prepared to be chilly.
Yep, it's going to be cold tomorrow, and to this morning, a couple little sprinkles are going to be possible. So just kind of be on the lookout as you're heading out there and then heading home from school and work this afternoon. Better chance for just a few showers out there. Here's what it looked like yesterday. Nice little pink sunsets over Woodlawn Lake. Gorgeous picture. Thank you very much. Keep sending in all these KSAT Connect pictures. We love showing them. All right, there you can see some of the clouds hanging around here. There was a little bit of sunshine yesterday, and that's pretty much it until we get into the middle part of next week as far as seeing any real sunshine out there. We're not going to see anything today, nor the next few days especially. Here's what it looks like on radar right now. Again, not a heck of a lot, if at all, going on. This is the only thing being detected as of right now. A couple of more little showers are popping up right there in Atascosa County, going to move through Pleasanton right across 37, Floresville, Poth, and then down to the southeast. And some mist may be out there this morning that's a little too light to be picked up on radar. So again, just kind of keep an eye on that if the roads get sort of damp. Temperatures pretty much going to stay steady and or fluctuate a degree or two, but not any big cool downs from this point throughout the rest of the morning thanks to the cloud cover out there. 48 degrees is where we'll bottom out. There's that 10% chance for, again, a couple little sprinkly showers. We'll make it up to 53 at noon, and, not a huge warm up 5, 6, 7 degrees where you are. That'll be it. 55 for a high temperature later on this afternoon, which will be 16 degrees below normal. A couple of sprinkly showers. Like I said, they're going to start to sort of fill in. A better chance for a couple of showers around here by noon and then into the mid-afternoon hours. Even a decent shower here and there, and that'll be the case overnight. Then we get into tomorrow, and that's when the rain's really going to start to pick up. And yes, it is going to be cold enough and some other factors coming in to where that could be mixed in with a little bit of sleet up there in northern portions north of the hill country, maybe even northern Gillespie County. And this rain will continue on throughout the day, off and on. Temperatures at least 10 degrees lower than what the high will be today. That's it, 44 degrees, and then slightly better on Sunday. But notice how the trend is for temperatures to go up at about 4 or 5 degrees each and every day, and we will make it up into the upper 60s and 70 on Thursday. So getting back up to normal temperatures by Thanksgiving, and low temperatures will be doing roughly the same thing. It's going to be staying on the cool side here, and we'll finally make it back up closer to a normal high, and then actually a little bit above that starting off on Thanksgiving. But there is going to be a front then that moves through late Thursday into early Friday. It's not going to be as potent as the ones we've just had or the one we're going to be having tomorrow, but it'll trim temperatures off slightly. 53 degrees at noon today. A couple of showers. We'll have a few of them this morning, some light sprinkly showers here and there, and then 55 for a high temperature later on this afternoon, well below normal, and that's definitely going to be the case tomorrow. We are going to be approximately 35 degrees below normal tomorrow. Normal high is 71. We'll be at 44.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a change.
No, that would be 27 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Pardon me, my math is off a little bit here. Where's my calculator? Anyway, it'll be on the cold side. Yes. And we are going to be seeing rain throughout much of the day tomorrow, too.
Okay, we'll stay inside.
Yep.
It's a good idea. Thank you, Mike.
5:51, about 49 degrees.
Fans of Pokemon will be spending the weekend probably inside trying to catch them all, as a pair of brand new Pokemon games are out today. We're going to tell you about the game's newest features next.
Here are your lottery numbers. Pick 3, 248, Fireball 4. Your daily 4 numbers, 5238, Fireball 0.
Looking over at Cash 5, 5, 14, 15, 27, 28. Your Texas two-step, 4, 9, 16, 18, bonus ball 15.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, the snow emergency. That major blast of winter that could drop as much as 5 feet of snow in some parts of the Northeast. One county in western New York is banning all driving. We are there live this morning. I'll be tracking the cold air and how long those bands of snow last. We're also tracking some breaking news with the vice president convening with world leaders after North Korea test-fired an intercontinental ballistic missile. The big question, does it have the capability to reach the U.S.? We're going to have those stories and so much more right here on GMA.
Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet are the newest entries in the long-running game series. The dual titles are expanding the way players experience the adventure.
Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet are set in a region called Paldea. This is a sprawling open area that is bursting with lush nature and magnificent landscapes. And it's also, the first open world RPG in the entire Pokemon series. Because of the open world nature of the game, it means that for the first time, players are kind of free to choose their path through the wide open world and kind of adventure at their own pace.
The games are designed to be welcoming to experienced and new players.
There are players who strictly are interested in battling Pokemon. There are players who strictly are interested in collecting Pokemon and filling out that Pokedex. And there's players who are really just focused on finishing the story. So there's lots of different ways to approach a Pokemon game. But the most important thing is that it is a big immersive world where you can go and adventure and enjoy the world of Pokemon and find some really incredibly fun and cute creatures to collect along the way.
Leveling up in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Today, the Rotary Ice Rink is set to open up at Travis Park downtown, being presented by Valero, and the rink is expected to be nearly double in size, 5,000 square feet. If you want to make a reservation, we have a link right now on KSAT.com. Well, during this time of giving, don't forget about our KSAT Community Share the Shoes campaign. You could donate a new pair of shoes or socks to a child in need. Just take your donation to any of the San Antonio Police Department substations through December 16th. This donation drive benefits Zapatos, which works with schools to help get kids the shoes that they do need. Ahead in the next hour, GMSA, the Spurs road woes continues after they drop a game against the Kings. We've got highlights and get you ready for the Spurs' next matchup. Plus, big news for fans of the annual Cowboy Breakfast here in San Antonio. Why organizers say it might not happen this year. This morning's top story, crews have had their hands full all night with a fire at a Northwest Side apartment complex. We'll let you know if anyone was hurt. And the weather, in many ways, is about to go sideways, and that could affect the roads. Right now, we're still tracking several flashing lights at I-35 and Randolph. Steven's had his eye on this incident. He'll have a live update and a look at your weekend forecast coming up in a matter of minutes right here on KSAT 12.
A Northwest Side apartment building goes up in flames, putting people out of their homes. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. I'll tell you why one man says he didn't take this seriously at first.
No, tell me right now this is a joke.
I literally feel like I'm about to burst into tears right now. It's baffling that they could have screwed it up this badly.
Fallout continues for some Taylor Swift fans after Ticketmaster said it's canceling today's sale for upcoming tour because it doesn't have enough tickets. We'll tell you how it got to this point.
And happy Friday, looking out there with live cam. 49 degrees right now, a few sprinkles here and there, but the big change actually tomorrow morning.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
Yeah, get ready for more changes around here. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, November 18th.
Happy Friday again. Thanks for joining us. I'm excited about the weekend, but I don't know if I'm excited about the cold temperatures.
We were joking last half hour. This is one of those weekends where you let your dog out back and then they turn around and go, nope, not.
No, thank you.
Do that this weekend.
Yeah, wait. You don't want to really venture out tomorrow too. It's just going to be, that cold that just goes down the back of your neck with the rain around here. Temperatures only in the mid 40s. Windy conditions on top of that. We've got a fairly tranquil start this morning, and notice how the road does look like it is dry out there. Haven't seen any reports or anything showing up, any cameras of any sprinkles around town, and there's nothing showing up on radar in and around town. A couple little sprinkles are now moving right there across 37 into extreme southern Bandera County. It's the only thing showing up on radar. Elsewhere, it is all for right now down to the south, but we'll see more of these light showers kind of spreading out a bit more. Best way to describe it as we go on in through the morning hours, and then this afternoon we'll have more in aerial coverage. Intensity, it's not really going to pick up that much. It's just going to be light showers throughout the rest of the afternoon. 50 degrees here in town, 46 Comfort, Kerrville, 45 Bernie Stage. Steady temperatures. We may fluctuate a degree or two here or there, but for the most part, it is not going to be, temperatures aren't going to be moving that much at all this morning. Low amount of mold in the atmosphere. Of course, the updated count is going to come out in a couple of hours. And again, when it's all said and done, 48 for a low here in town, but then we will gain a handful of degrees throughout the day thanks to the cloud cover out there. And notice how rain chances start to pick up 10, 20%, and then a 30% chance for a few of those light showers. So again, very scattered about later on this afternoon. However, rain is going to then pick up overnight, and then tomorrow, that's also when the cold front moves on through here. So we're only in the mid 50s today. Subtract 10, 12 degrees from that, mid 40s at best tomorrow with that rain, with that wind. What about Sunday? Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, anything big out there?
Well, Mike, I've had a pretty easy morning, which means most drivers will probably have an easy commute, at least right now. But we have to talk about this incident, 35 at Randolph. You see those flashing lights out there? We showed you this shot as we went to commercial break. Looks like that is actually a stalled vehicle reported by TxDOT. We do have first responders out there, so be on the lookout for them. But also, a tow truck just arrived on the scene. This is off on the far shoulder lane. But notice that traffic's already picking up a little bit out there, and that's because this is reported in the southbound lane. It's a very busy spot for 35 because Thousands of people are making their way into the Alamo City, probably from New Braunfels or maybe a little bit further up. So just, again, watch out there. But let's go ahead and now give you a wide look at the map. Mentioned that it's a pretty easy morning for me. So drivers, you'll have it easy, at least for right now as well. Just remember to take it slow out there on the roadways. No need to rush, but we'll keep a close eye on this, and hopefully in the next few minutes, we'll have a better update. Mark, stuff?
Stephen, thank you. Fire found a way inside what was supposed to be a vacant apartment, but San Antonio firefighters say the flames and smoke did not stay there.
They spread throughout that building near Loop 410 and Evers Road. Katrina Weber is there with a live report. And Katrina, do you know how many people have been displaced?
We don't have an exact count, but I can tell you that every apartment in that building right here at the Amber Hill Apartments has been affected. We understand that people have been helped by the American Red Cross. We also spoke to someone who says he was going to stay with either friends or family. That fire broke out after 10 o'clock last night. We have video to show you at the time when firefighters were here. They did knock down that fire, but we understand that it sparked up several times throughout the night. They had to call units back here to put out what was sparking up, put out those flames. No one injured as far as we know. I spoke to one man who told me that he didn't take this seriously at first. He was actually getting ready to go out for the night, to go out with friends, and he noticed that there was someone knocking on his door. He opened the door, didn't see anyone, saw smoke, but didn't think anything of it. He went out on his balcony, and he says the next thing he knew, firefighters were putting a ladder up there to try to help him down and to rescue him because the apartment building went up in flames. Again, no word on exactly how this started. We did have investigators here earlier, but as far as we know, they have not determined the cause. They have not shared any of that information with us at this time, so no word on how this fire started. Reporting live on the Northwest Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you. Cleanup underway after an overnight house fire just north of downtown. This happened around 11:30 on Pasadena, not far from Blanco and I-10. While no one was hurt, crews say one person was displaced for the time being. It's still unclear what sparked the fire.
Another body has been identified in a string of missing person cases in Bandera County. It's a story we have been following for months. Family members say they are convinced that there's a connection between the cases, but the Bandera County Sheriff says otherwise. Last month, the body of 63-year-old Norma Espinosa was identified without a cause of death. In a separate case, the cause of death for 56-year-old Sean Duffy was murder. The death of 33-year-old Brittany McMahon was ruled a suicide, and 25-year-old Jordan Tompkins still hasn't been found. The families of Tompkins and Espinosa tell us that too many things add up. They say it's a small town and it all happened in a span of 4 months. They also say those reported missing people ran in the same circles.
Woman accused of forcing 6 migrants into manual labor for low wages now under arrest after being caught in the act by undercover investigators. Bexar County Sheriff's Office has arrested and charged 52-year-old Rosita Lira with human trafficking. Sheriff Javier Salazar says there are at least 6 victims. All are undocumented migrants from Venezuela. The sheriff says Lira forced the young men into manual labor, paying them in quote unquote slave wages. Salazar estimates the men were paid about $100 a week. The victims were taken to a local shelter. According to Bexar County jail records, Lira has a $40,000 bond attached to each victim involved.
A warning from the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. Cartels are taking trucks in the San Antonio area and using them for human smuggling. Now, one tip led them to 7 trucks and SUVs in South Bexar County, all of them believed to be stolen. Sheriff Javier Salazar says a lot of the vehicles had their back seats ripped out at the scene on Duke Road. He thinks they do this to fit more people inside. Salazar says investigators were also able to track down where the trucks and SUVs were taken. Now, those locations include SeaWorld San Antonio, a high-end hotel by the Rim, an apartment by La Cantera, and an apartment off of Starcrest, also a high-end hotel by Brooks City Base. Salazar says they all have crowded parking lots, something to keep in mind, especially during the holiday season.
Look, and we all know that we're all going to be out doing our holiday Christmas shopping. And we already know that you know, shopping malls, retail centers, anywhere where there's going to be just a whole lot of people is prime hunting ground for these car theft rings.
2 other trucks were stolen outside of the area in North Austin and Gonzales.
The holidays are here, but shoppers are holding off on holiday shopping this year. Macy's and Kohl's are reporting a drop in third quarter sales, down from last year when scarce supplies had people rushing to buy items before they were sold out. This year, shelves are fully stocked, and retailers say buying behavior is going back to pre-pandemic patterns, with shoppers looking to score some last-minute deals.
And Ticketmaster is now under fire after canceling today's public sale of Taylor Swift tickets due to high demand. ABC's Will Gans has more.
If diamonds form under pressure, Ticketmaster is especially bejeweled this morning. The live event site under pressure yet again after scrapping plans to sell T-Swift tour tickets to the general public at all. Ticketmaster tweeting, due to extraordinarily high demands on ticketing systems and insufficient remaining ticket inventory to meet that demand, tomorrow's public on sale for Taylor Swift The Eras Tour has been canceled.
No, tell me right now this is a joke.
I literally feel like I'm about to burst into tears right now. It's baffling that they could have screwed it up this badly.
The CEO of Liberty Media, Live Nation's largest shareholder, appeared on CNBC's Squawk on the Street on Thursday.
The site was supposed to be opened up for 1.5 million verified Taylor Swift fans. We had 14 million people hit the site, including bots, another story, which are not supposed to be there. We could have filled 900 stadiums.
In other words, Taylor would have to play a stadium show every single night for the next 2.5 years to meet that demand. And fallout for Ticketmaster has been swift. Senator Amy Klobuchar sending a letter to the CEO of Live Nation expressing serious concerns about the state of competition in the ticketing industry and its harmful impact on consumers.
Look, the ticketing industry is ripe for corruption. What Ticketmaster always has to be looking out for is the bots and the hackers and all those people who are very, very eager to get these tickets, and buy up as many of them as they possibly can and then resell them on the secondary market.
While sales for the general public have been scrapped completely, our music expert thinks the roughly 10% of total tickets that were reserved for that sale will likely be disseminated among the verified fans who were shut out of Tuesday's pre-sale. Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
6:11, 50 degrees.
And much more to come on GMSA, including the turmoil at Twitter. Employees reportedly leaving overnight. Coming up a little later, the ultimatum from CEO Elon Musk that may have pushed them towards the door.
People in parts of New York State preparing for a huge winter blast. We'll tell you how bad things could get.
We're having our own winter blast here in San Antonio. Well, not today, but definitely this weekend. For now, we're at 50 degrees.